Hello everyone, I welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is a channel where I teach civil engineering and I teach CAD softwares, and I also make reviews on the CAD softwares that I teach. In the past series of videos, I've been making videos on this LISP program for the detailing of structural RC members like beam, column, staircase and many more. And this is the video that has to do with the detailing of staircase. Okay, so if you've not watched those videos, make sure you watch them, and if you like this video, make sure you give it a like. Also, if this is your first time coming to my channel, make sure you give me a subscription. All right, so for today, this is exactly what we will be creating. Okay, so how did we get here? Let me show you how it is done. Okay, so now you go to the Excel templates. Of course, this Excel template is part of what will be given to you when you request for the program. Okay, it is an automatic detailer, so you don't need to do much of work. Alright, so this is for a half-turn stair. Okay, a half-turn stair, which is also called the 180-degree stair, or you call it the dog leg stair. Okay, so now let's just get into it as soon as possible. Now, first thing you can do is give the geometry to your slab. Okay, here you have a landing. So what's the length of the landing? Let's say the length is 1.2. So I'll also make this landing to be 1.2. Okay, this other landing, that's just a line. So this landing, just click. When you click on it, of course you'll be able to change it. Okay, you'll be able to change it, and then you change the dimension. The number of thread I have here, let me change that to number of steps. Okay, I'll make that to be 10. Okay, so now I'll have 10 risers and 9 threads. Okay, or I'll just change I'll change this to 0.475. okay, if you have 10 steps, that means you have 10 risers, because riser is what you take as steps. Okay, 10 riser, that means you'll be having 9 threads. Okay, so at the end of the day, when you divide 2.475 divided by 9, you'll be having 0.275, which is equivalent to 275 mm. So my thread is now 275. Okay, so just fill up the geometry. Okay, and then here the heights. So I have 1.5 here, so let me just change it to 1.5. I'll just take away the 7. Okay, so this will now be equivalent to 1.5. Then the beam that is supporting it, let the thickness of the beam be 0.23, which is 230. Okay, and then let the height be equivalent to 0.45. that's 450. Okay, then the next thing you will work on is the reinforcement. Okay, so here you have a reinforcement, of course, a reinforcement that will be coming from the stuff here. So what do you want the dimension to be? So just click on this drop down, and then I'll use Y12. Okay, then the spacing, let the spacing be equal to 0.2 for the top here. Okay, and obviously it's a top reinforcement. I'm talking about this one in green color. It is a top reinforcement, so make sure this is in top. However, if you want this donut, this donut that is closing it, if you want it to be at the top of that, so you can just make sure this comes down to the bottom. Okay, so it will come, you won't be able to see it here, but of course that's what will happen. But it shouldn't be like this. Of course, this should be at the top. Okay, then you should be worried about the thickness of the slab here. So I'll make that to be equivalent to 0.15, which is 150 mm. Okay, so 0.15, and then the reinforcement I want to use here is 12 mm. If that's not the case, do what is to be done. And then here I'll make this to be 115. Then the one that is crossing it, I should have changed it here too. I'll prefer to use 12 mm as well. Everything 12 mm. Also this I will use 12 mm. Okay, then the spacing of this one should be 0.2. that will be better. 0.2. okay, no, this should be 0.15. then just take everything away since I've copied it, then Ctrl V. Okay, 0.15. alright, while this will just be 0.2. okay, so that's good enough. I can just repeat the same thing here. I'll make the thickness. Now the thickness you are seeing here, obviously you can see where this is placed. This particular box has to do with the landing. you can see the position where it is placed. Also, this one, it has to do with the landing, because if you check it, you see it is parallel to this landing. Okay, now looking at this one, you can see it is parallel to the flight, which means the waist. Okay, and then this one has to do with this last landing. Okay, so that should not be a confusion. That is why it is placed at those positions, so you'll be able to recognize which is for which. So now the waist, let's make the waist to be equivalent to 0.2. Okay, so that should be 0.2. Just take this particular one away, 0.2. And then the main reinforcement 12 mm, the spacing 150, let this be 12 mm as well. However, we increase the spacing from 0.15 to 0.2. Okay, and then this particular one, make sure you change that to 0.15. and then this 12 mm. Okay, this I'll make it to be 12 mm, spacing of 0.2. Okay, so I think everything has been done. Then here you have a cover of 8 mm. Okay, that's 8 cm, that's too much. A cover of 2 cm should be enough. Okay, cover of 2 cm. Also, this change it to cover of 2 cm, which is the same thing as 20 mm. Okay, you can even use 2.5 mm if you want to use 20 mm, but 2 cm should be enough. So I think everything has been done. Okay, except this, I will make this to be equivalent to 0.23, and then this is 0.45. all right, so that seems like everything. So if that is done, just come here and click on this particular one, because without clicking on this, all the changes you've made will not save. They will not save. Okay, so if that's done, just come to your AutoCAD. All right, then come to your tool palette here, and then you pick this particular one. You can see this is stair 1. This is the kind of stair we have. Always look at the image. It is a signature. Just look at it, you'll be able to verify which is which. Okay, because you have two types of stairs that you can detail. You can detail a dog leg stair, which is the half-turn stair. You can also detail a straight fly stair. Okay, so I'll pick this stair 1. Just left click, and then you do a click. Just left click anywhere on this workspace, and here it is done with the dimension. Okay, you can see what you have here. It will definitely not dimension, it will definitely not reinforce your beam, because your beam is not necessarily part of the. Okay, so if you want to reinforce your beam, you should know how to drop it. I will show you that if that's a big deal. And then you can see all your reinforcement here. You have Y12, a spacing of 15, and then like that, and then the lapping here is 0.3. sorry, I should have changed the lapping. If that is not enough, you can always come to your Excel, and then the lapping here, let me make this to be equivalent to 0.8. so that's the extension into the, sorry, it's not 0.38, let me take it with this, 0.8. okay, so that's what I want to have. And then the same thing here, you have that extension here, so I'll make this to be 0.8, and then you have a little bit of extension that is going into the stair from the slab, so I'll make this to be 0.85. all right, so that is good, right? So if that's good, make sure you save the change, just as I said, save the change. Then when you come back to AutoCAD, this will not change because you've drawn this already, so you can always delete this. And then the last one that is saved is what you drop, so you click this there, and then you click here. Now all the new changes that I made will be here. Okay, so now when you check this, now you see this is now 0.8. you can see that has been changed, and then here you will see that this is 0.85, and then this one that goes in, okay, I think the 0.8 length is too much for that. Okay, so you can manually do this one, take it backward. Let's take it up to this point. Okay, so if that's the case, I think that's good enough. Then you can adjust this as well. You can either adjust it like this, or you adjust it from the drawing. Okay, so adjusting it like this, automatically the dimension will also change. Okay, so you can increase it to 0.4, 0.45. Just do as you like. Okay, so that is good enough. So whatever you need to change here I do not really need a chair reinforcement. Okay, there is no need for this chair reinforcement actually, so you can just delete that, and then I'm sorry, I'll take this away. Okay, so that's fine. Then the rest is good enough. You can see the thickness of your waist is dimension here, and then your all of this. Okay, everything is here, so you are doing fine. Okay, I also mentioned having a beam here. So the reinforcement for the beam, how do you draw that? So just pick this stirrup. Okay, then you can pick pick here, and then you can pick somewhere around here, let's see here. Okay, so you automatically have your stirrup like that, and then here you can just take in inward a little bit. It's too tall, or is that enough? Or let's say a little bit more. Okay, maybe something like this. Okay, then now the next thing would be to have the reinforcement. So I can just come to my bars. You have several bars at the top here. You see bar whatever, so I'll pick bar, let's say bar 16. Okay, so where will you drop your bar 16? Drop it at this point. Boom. Okay, okay, I should move it a little bit inward like this, something like this. Okay, I can now move this particular bar 6. Sorry, copy. I shouldn't move. I should copy to have more. Let's try to figure the center. Let's say one here. Okay, and then one here, and then maybe you can click on this, click on this, click on this, and then you copy. Let's say copy from here. Let's just drop it, let's say here. Okay, so you can have your beam like that. So that is fine. This is basically everything you want to have in your detailed drawing of a staircase. Okay, and then the program will automatically do it for you. If you are interested in getting the program, you can always contact me with the contact details that will be in the description of this video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you aren't a subscriber yet, kindly give me a subscription, because you definitely be enjoying more from subscribing, and subscribing is free, so it is a win-win for the both of us. Thank you for watching.